So now, for normality, there are two tests which we use generally. There are many more, but generally we use Shapiro-Wilk test and QQ plot for the normality testing in SPSS. There was one more variable and point which was discussed yesterday, that if the standard value of standard deviation is less than 50% of the mean, that means data is generally normally distributed. But the more objective way to measure the normality is by the Shapiro-Wilk test and QQ plot. Shapiro-Wilk test is used when the sample size is less than 50. And we use QQ plot when the sample size is more than 50. But in output, when you give the command, it will give you both the yield, the value of Shapiro-Wilk test and the QQ plot. So it is up to you to decide which value or test you are taking. So ideally, if your sample size is less than 50, you should report the value of Shapiro-Wilk test. If the sample size is more than 50, you should observe the QQ plot and report it. Is it clear up till this point?
Yes.
Thank you. So now, the second assumption which we read was regarding the homogeneity of variances. Now, the homogeneity of variances, that is a test by which we test this, that is known as the Levine's test for equality of variances. Don't get apprehended by these names, as once you run and rerun it few times, it will be very familiar to you, and then that fear will go off. So I have told you one test of normalcy, which was the Shapiro-Wilk test, and QQ plot, that was to test the normalcy, and the other is to check the homogeneity of variance. And I told you, we assume that the variance is equal in both the group. That means both the groups have drawn from the same population. And for this, we use there is a test, objective test, which is known as the Levine's test for equality of variances. So now, I think, so this was for the, up till this point, it was the independent sample t-test. The other subsequent slides are for non-parametric. So I will first tell you the command of this independent sample t-test, then we'll discuss that. So I have to satisfy the assumptions. So now what I'll do, I'll read the questions. So the first question was, compare the mean values of, I'll show you in the slide, wait. So can you see this? So the first question is, compare the mean values of systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, and total protein with respect to MI status. And here you can see the first assumption was that the dependent variable will be a continuous one. So here the dependent variable is systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, and total protein, right? And the independent variable should be a dichotomous variable. It is a MI status 1 first and 2 is the recurrent. Now the first question is, test whether the variable under investigation follow normality in subject across MI status, right? So what do we do with this? I have to take the assumptions. So first two assumptions, I have checked the dependent variable and the independent variable regarding its nature. The third was outlier, fourth was normalcy, and fifth was variance. So all these three, normalcy, variance, and outlier, that is tested using SPSS statistics. Okay, so I'll run this analysis. So you can see here, this is independent sample t-test I am going to run. So what will I do? So now, till now, we have used analyze and descriptive. We have used this frequency option. We have used this crosstab. Now in this, for all normalcy, I'll use this option of explore. Can you see here? There's an option of explore. Lalan, yes, you can move for your COVID duty. You will get the recorded lecture. So you can refer to those lectures later on. So yes, I have clicked on explore. Now, what is the independent variable here and what is the dependent variable? So I have to test the value of SBP, DBP, and total protein. So they will go in the dependent, because dependent, they are dependent variable. And the MI order is the independent one. Now I have to test it with a plot. I don't want statistics. So from this option, I will check this plots, because in the plots option, you get the normalcy. You click on this plots. Here you can see a box plot. Yes, I want this box plot. Why? Because in box plot, you will see the outlier. And I want this normality plot because in normality plot, I'll see the QQ plot with the Shapiro-Wilk test, right? And here in descriptive, I don't want here. So that's why I will uncheck the stem and leaf. Okay. So I'll press this, continue. I'll press this, okay. And then you can see in the output, separate output case. So can you see output here? You can see there are two tables. Here it is showing only the overall cases and its distribution. Here you can see it is the test of normalcy. So now, there is a value of, you can see there is a test Kolmogorov-Smirnov, but we don't use this test. So what we use here? Shapiro-Wilk. Okay. So Shapiro-Wilk and Levine, these two tests are very good. Very good in nature. They don't want p-value to be less than 0.05. So both these Shapiro-Wilk and Levine, if the significant value is more than 0.05, then they are important for us. Did you get that? Normally, everywhere we wish that p-value should be less than 0.5. Don't we? We always struggle to get this p-value less than 0.05. But here, we don't want this p-value to be less than 0.05, because if it is more than 0.05, then it shows that the data is normally distributed or the variance is equal. Why? Because null hypothesis says that the data is not normally distributed. So you have accepted the null hypothesis by having a less p-value more than 0.05. If you don't understand the concept here with the null, then you can just remember that here the p-value is not desirable. So we want the p-value to be more than 0.05. So here you can see the value of this Shapiro-Wilk statistics. What statistics we will see? We will see this significance value. But should we see this Shapiro-Wilk test here? If you see the systolic blood pressure across both these two categories, first and recurrent, the value of P is more than 0.05. That means it is normally distributed across these two categories. If you come to diastolic blood pressure and if you interpret this, the first order, it is not following a normal distribution because the value is 0.0. If you go to the recurrent one, it is following a normal distribution because this value is 0.21, which is more than 0.05. If you see the total protein level, the first order of MI across this is a not normally distributed because it is 0.003. And if you see the recurrent, it is normally distributed because the p value is more than 0.284. So did you get this? The value of Shapiro-Wilk and how to interpret this. But I made a statement in my session that if the sample size is more than 50, then we should use what? QQ plot. So ideally, I have told you the interpretation of this normalcy using Shapiro-Wilk test, but generally this we use the QQ plot here. So QQ plot you can see here. So you can see that the values of all the individual data, this is normally distributed because it is coming in the straight line like this. So if you see this plot, it is a normally distributed. Similarly, if you see the recurrent order MI, the distribution of systolic in the recurrent order, then it is again normally distributed. So you have to see the normal QQ plot. After this, there will be two more QQ plot which are detrended. But don't see this detrended normal QQ plot. You have to see normal QQ plot. So this we don't have to see. Now coming to this box plot. So by observation of this box plot, can you see that any outlier in this data? Please type yes or no.
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 No. Okay. So you can say here that the data was normally distributed across, the SBP was normally distributed across the order of MI and there was no outlier. Right? Is it okay for all of you? Now coming to the second variable. Second variable was diastolic blood pressure. So you can see it is also somewhat normally distributed except 1 or 2 point. That is acceptable. This is also in a straight line. That means it is normally distributed. We don't have to see the detrended one. And this is the box plot.